What's up, y'all? Just came across this. It was pretty interesting. This Joe Kent guy, who I don't know that much about, but I've seen his stuff retweeted by like kind of dissident right winger types, like activist right winger types, not mainstream conservatives as much. But apparently, this guy Joe Kent, who is seemingly one of the main up and comers in that arena, he disavowed Fuentes. So now there's like this back and forth of where they're disavowing him. So this is Nick's telegram. I'm withdrawing my endorsement of Joe Kent. This language and his behavior is not America first. Only Nick Fuentes has control over what is America first and what's not. That's the thing. It's like a kind of a brand name, but it's been used before. It'd be like if you came up with a name for your movement, like um, I don't know, what's another one that's been used in the past? Like America the Beautiful. And then someone else uses the same slogan, and you don't really control that word. It's kind of it's a slogan as well as a brand name sort of. We do not sell out to donors or cave to the media. Well, I mean, he caves to his Groyper followers and virtue signaling to them. But yeah, he kind of does his own thing, what he wants to do, which is exactly the problem, which is why he's getting. You can't just do your own thing like no one else exists. That's exactly why he's getting disavowed. Moreover, our concern is America, not America's allies, no matter how close they are. I mean, yeah, America's your concern, but we're concerned with our allies because they stand up for our ideology. You know what I mean? So we wouldn't throw them under the bus. This is the original tweet. My opponents are spreading lies about me. I strongly condemn Nick Fuentes' policies, especially he didn't even disavow him. He disavows his politics, especially in regards to our ally Israel. Pretty funny, like how hard, how much normies support Israel and all the counter signaling against Israel pretty much gets nowhere in our politics. I ignored his invitation to speak at his recent conference in Orlando. Well, good thing I'm on him for that, because then he would be considered a freak as well. Like, who wants to speak at a conference where with multiple death threats and it's a total fucking freak show? You don't even know what's going to be said. You're going to speak at a conference with somebody like Stu Peters. Very bad quality control. I am not aware of, nor do I accept any endorsement from him. Good call, right choice. Yeah, I guess he's catching a little flack from the Groypers, but I'm giving the okay to Groyp Joe Kent at all his future campaign events. Like, this is what this movement is. Like, he doesn't say, "Oh, it's disappointing. I feel he's mistaken. I'm gonna better reiterate America First policies and why he should support them." No, he's gonna go and harass him, and this is exactly why this movement is bound to fail, because it's gonna make more enemies than it's gonna gain supporters. Instead of going to the event and trying to convince people, they're going to go there and harass and keck, and it'll be funny for the followers, but they're going to generate more haters again. They're big opponents of Israel and the Zionist movement, but I always say, if they emulated what they did instead of calling them the ultimate evil, they might actually get some success. Do you think the Zionists were going around harassing people, shit talking? Do you think they were like shit talking the czar and they tried to get support from multiple countries, the Kaiser in Britain? Like, how do you think it would have worked for them if they were shit talking and insulting people rather than going around and trying to gain support? Oh yeah, and then Michelle Malk. It's a fucking cult. This is like, I don't literally mean it's a cult, but like it has cult like features where he says he's forced to disavow him. I mean, he doesn't have to disavow him, but it's like a no brainer because they're so fucking toxic. So it's a smart call to say, yeah, I disavow this group rather than let it gain traction or something. I mean, it is kind of brave because they supported him. Most politicians kind of tiptoe; they don't take a commitment one way or another. But again, America First, the Groypers, any normie who watched that a little bit of that fucking event would be horrified, repulsed, etc. Ratio this, go fucking raid and talk shit and get the Groypers after him. This is why no legitimate. This is why he shunned at CPAC. This is why no legitimate politician anywhere near the mainstream is going to have anything to do with these fucking people. I just find this entertaining. She says war, it's on. I think that's in reference to this congressman. It looks like Joe Kent stole 95% of his politics from Nick Fuentes and then did a ban-in on Israel to make the money friends. I mean, he disavowed him, so I don't know how similar he is. Matt Brainerd, the first consultant hired by Joe Kent's campaign, was an exhibitor at AF. Oh, right, okay. He called me after the event and told us, oh, so he's trying to drag him down. I mean, maybe, but so what? People change their minds, and if people change their minds based on what's happened since then. Okay, so they were supporting each other. Corrupted by money and politics. Maybe he's been corrupted by watching AFPAC 3, and he was horrified by the fucking shit show, cringe show that he saw. Kent was very solid with us for a year, and he folded under just a little bit of pressure. We don't need any more congressmen like that, especially none that call themselves America's first. Weak character. Like, this group is just, it doesn't have a future in politics. It has a future in agitation, getting attention, causing a ruckus, and of course, grifting off their idiot followers and other sources of revenue. It's a complete fucking freak show. It was this woman, Heidi St. John. Who was that? The woman he's running against? Republican congressional candidate. Oh, that's his opponent, to repudiate the endorsement of a pro. Oh, that's right. I remember the death threats, and it made me forget about their chant in support of Putin. Who could disavow that? I can't understand it. This is why Kent caved and disavowed. This is all it took to throw an entire movement. How about gathering of idiots under the bus? A tweet with 3 likes from his opponent. The cowardice cannot be rewarded. What does he say? I mean, it is kind of lame to disavow because you were called out by your opponent. But I'm sure if Nick came up, no, he could have just said like, "Well, I disagree with his politics, but I appreciate his endorsement." But no, Fuentes is so toxic, he has to disavow the endorsement. It was actually kind of brave because, I mean, the Groypers ain't that big a thing, really, despite their claims to the contrary. But in a close election, every little bit helps, right? Interesting development. Weak, lying men make me sick. What's this? This is the tweet. Oh, I don't know this is some Republican. They're having a primary, I'm guessing. and she's talking shit about this Joe Kent guy for associating. Fuentes gained notoriety. Yep, this is the way normies look at this AFPAC freak event. Fuentes gained notoriety this week after a rally he sponsored broke out in chants of "Poo in," where Fuentes praised Hitler. Fuentes, who endorsed Kent last May, is a self-described anti-Semite. Yep. Weirdos like Nick Fuentes pretend to be conservative, but are just props for Putin, St. John said. What the fuck? Is she quoting herself? Not only has Joe Kent refused to repudiate Fuentes, he shares support for the Putin invasion. Oh, I didn't know that. Kent this week demanded the Biden administration follow the lead of Senator Bernie Sanders in calling for the Biden administration to accept Russia. Wait, what? Bernie Sanders called the Biden administration to accept... Okay, I don't know. This is all weird. This is Joe Kent's Nev Chamberlain moment, comparing Kent to the British who agreed. Okay. So this is just lame fucking politicking and insulting by this Heidi chick. Kent, who was under fire for endorsing and voting for Bernie Sanders for president after being a registered Democrat in Portland for nearing, has refused to comment or repudiate the Fuentes endorsement, his support for Putin, or ties to neo-Nazis. People like Nick Fuentes are props for the radical left, right? St. John and Kent are running against longtime incumbent Jamie Herrera Beutler, who's, I'm assuming, the Democrat. Okay, so those are the tweets. Joe Kent's opponent made a tweet thread ranging from 0 to 3 likes per post, and somehow he felt the need to throw an entire movement under the bus. So, poor Nick. Nick is the fucking victim, the guy that goes after everybody, and then someone just says, okay, a powerful guy who they were counting on for support says, yeah, you guys are kind of cringe, I disavow. And he's going to sick the dogs on him. So now, another enemy of the Groypers. Maybe everyone should disavow the Groypers at the same time, so they can't sick all of them after everybody at the same time. Yeah, he's talking about how he supported them in the past and he didn't disavow. But it's, yeah, like eventually you get called out for it and you can't defend these motherfuckers. Pretty funny. I want to get called out by the Groypers. That'd be pretty fun. Anyway, it's pretty funny to see the Groypers, try to be edgelords and say the most ridiculous shit, and then cry when they get disavowed because only the very fringe people, like Megan Green, what the fuck is her name? The chick from Georgia, she didn't disavow, but she didn't avow. And only like Paul Gosar, who is on the fringe of the fringe, is going to avow such a fucking toxic movement. And then most people are going to fucking disavow, completely shun, have nothing to do with these people. So they're just a bunch of fucking edgy edgelords that get a reaction out of people. And it's a grifting organization where the cash flows to the top. And that's about it. Bunch of fucking drama queens. And no one's going to choose Nick Fuentes over fucking Israel except fringe people. So that's what the alt-right does, right? They pick they pick an issue where everybody is on one side. I'm talking like 95% of people think the invasion of Ukraine is a bad thing. Putin is a bad guy. So which side do they choose? Oh, fuck yeah, we're pro-Putin. And when it doesn't, you know, it's just to be contrarians, cause a ruckus, to be edgelords. That's what the whole movement is. Everyone have a good day.